There is discernible stonewalling by certain sections of this country to the establishment of the institutions that are required to be formed, deliberate disregard to the rights of the citizens, and utter refusal to incorporate its principles in the instruments of governance. My response is this: living by the Constitution of Kenya is not a choice for any individual, institution, office, or authority. All Kenyans must comply and live within the edicts of the Constitution. Compliance with the Constitution is not about picking those that afford us our desired rights and ignoring our responsibilities therein. It is not a no or nothing situation. Kenya must comply with the whole Constitution all the time and in every office. From the tiniest hut to the State House, this Constitution must apply. To the lowest hawker, no less than it will apply to the corporate titan, to the governor, no less than the governed. That is what the rule of law means. It is what equality before the law requires. I do not underestimate the difficulty of living by this Constitution. Yet the rule of law is not for the faint-hearted. There is not time or opportunity to implement the Constitution in half measures. We cannot live only with our likes and ignore our dislikes. This is particularly true in the light of the fact that it may be possible that there are certain clauses that may be more appealing to us than others. For those of us within the arms of government, we must remember that we are under obligation to abide by the whole Constitution, not individual clauses. We must foster the realization in all that this Constitution is for all Kenyans. That is why its destiny has been placed upon all of us. It has placed responsibilities to ensure its implementation on all. No one is immune from the duty to uphold the Constitution. In short, we must be each other's keeper in ensuring that the Constitution is lived to its fullest. Therefore, living by this Constitution means that we must do what it requires to be done, when it is required it to be done, whatever the cost in finance, in effort, and in personal convenience. Secondly, we must reconstitute, reform, and dismantle those institutions and offices it compels us to do. Public participation is one of the fundamental principles in the new Constitution. It runs the entire gamut of the document. Citizen vigilance is important in protecting the Constitution. But the public should not merely demand of their leaders to respect the Constitution. They must also live by its edicts. It worries me when I see daily individual transgressions where citizens routinely violate the rights of other citizens. Living the Constitution is not a preserve of the leadership. It is an obligation that reposes in the citizens as well. In your daily contact, in your relationship with other Kenyans, in exercising your right to choose leaders, you have responsibility in giving life to the Constitution. If you choose to elect a leader who fails the test of Chapter 6, you will be as guilty of undermining the Constitution as a leader who thinks that ignoring court orders is an act of nobility. Choosing to support extrajudicial killings as opposed to submitting to due process amounts to killing the Constitution. In choosing the path of electoral violence instead of a free, fair, and peaceful electoral process is to subvert the Constitution. In choosing to play ethnic politics instead of patriotic politics contributes to the killing of the Constitution. Fellow citizens, we have a contract with ourselves. Let us perform it. The Constitution is the performance contract we have signed among us as citizens as well as between citizens and the governed. Every single day we must ask whether we are hitting our constitutional targets in this performance contracting. The business community must learn that it is in its long-term interest to have a constitution that works and a country that respects the rule of law. The effort it put in the referendum after years of mistaken belief that the constitution was not its business will be wasted if it does not pay attention to the implementation of the constitution. I also want to recognize the immense contribution of the international community to the struggle for the new constitution. They provided significant resources and support at critical stages and still have a responsibility to continue supporting this country in building its democracy. The judiciary will play its role as mandated by the Constitution. As I said in my statement during the inaugural sitting of the Supreme Court, we shall not blink or flinch in interpreting the Constitution and also remaining true to the oath of office we took. The Constitution has radically changed the way the judiciary is organized and operates. Every day we are doing our part to live by the Constitution. That's why we have embarked on an ambitious transformation framework for a functional judiciary, which is a major determinant for good politics and good business. For the security of tenure you have given us, the judiciary must and will show its independence. We shall not hesitate to act as long as we are doing so within the confines of the law. It is a commitment I want to give to the country that when it comes to upholding and protecting the Constitution, the judiciary will not be for turning. To the true principles, only one of them is here. I have this to say: you have made your own sacrifices to have this Constitution. I remember your struggles on the trenches for a better Kenya and a new Constitution. I particularly recall your participation in the National Convention, Executive Council, and the mass action of 1997. Particularly remember on 31st May 1997, when President Kibaki was tear-gassed, and when Prime Minister Raila, joined by Matiba, were equally tear-gassed. It's a good thing that you have ascended to high office. However, I hope that you appreciate that the biggest legacy you will leave for this country is not so much the fact that you ascended to power, but that you facilitated the delivery of a new constitution and defended it when it was under attack. To fail to protect this constitution will be a betrayal of your own struggles, a betrayal of your oaths of office, and a betrayal of the struggles and aspirations of many Kenyans. Fellow Kenyans, we must all go back and read the Constitution. Each institution must go back and read the Constitution and systematically understand what it means for their work. Living by our Constitution demands that we learn and know its contents, and not through some remote imbibing or I hear the Constitution says type of discussions. It means taking individual responsibility to read and obey it. Thank you. Thank you.